Hey everybody, today we're talking about Dying Light the Beast. So this game pretty much takes place, 20 some years after Dying Light 1, and it takes place right after Dying Light 2. This game was meant to be like a DLC expansion originally for Dying Light 2, and then they just decided to make its own standalone game. And I like how you get to play as Kyle Crane again. So if you don't know, he's the main character from Dying Light 1. He's been through 13 years of captivity and torture and all sorts of experiments. So he has these special abilities now. So I gotta say, the new environment they introduce in The Beast is probably one of the best, zombie, open world zombie environments that I've played in recent times. Like, I really like Castor Woods. I think it's the perfect place to kind of have a zombie game. And they brought back the thrill of nighttime. So if you don't remember, in Dying Light 2, not saying it wasn't scary, but they brought back the fear was a lot less intense at night. It's of traveling at night, because these volatiles now are absolutely terrifying, and I feel like they're faster, they're smarter, and if they get the hands on you, you're done in 1 or 2 hits. So that being said, Kyle Crane now has some new tools up his sleeve. So he's now this beast, and you have this bar that fills up as when you attack and when you receive damage, and you have basically this whole new skill tree alongside your normal skills that you would expect. Back to the skill tree, it's very simplified, so not as in-depth as you'd find in like Dying Light 2, but it's still serviceable. I'm not too impressed by the skill tree, but that being said, you have these cool kind of beast abilities, and a part of the story is killing these things called chimeras, which are like these super strong zombies. They're basically boss fights, and after each chimera, your character gets stronger and stronger, and you unlock new beast skill points and new abilities. And you still have all the great skills you'd expect in a Dying Light, and this time around I'd recommend unlocking that drop kick, because this thing absolutely destroys zombies. You also have the same other gameplay elements that you would find in other Dying Light games, like securing safe zones, upgrading, crafting your weapons. So that all stays the same, but honestly I really think the big selling point in this game is just the open world. Like I said, Castor Woods is a great environment, not only for its like creepy European like campground setting, but more so I love how most of the interiors are fully explorable. And let me tell you, the interiors look great. Like Dying Light 2 interiors look pretty good, but the attention to detail is exceptional, and you can tell Techland really is encouraging the players not only to do the main story, and the main story is okay, right? You got that same kind of Dying Light voice acting that you can't really take too seriously. I mean, it's great to have Kyle Crane back, and he always has those great one-liners that from what you remember from Dying Light 1. But honestly, the story's not going to be what really pulls you in. What's going to really pull you in is just exploring the environments, like I said, the different interiors, and upgrading your character, getting new blueprints. It's just a great gameplay loop, and exploring Castor Woods and everything it has to offer. Now, one of my favorite parts about Dying Light the Beast, and maybe some casual gamers might not agree with me on this, I really liked how they eliminated the fast travel system. So it kind of forces you to kind of parkour around the city, learn the city, and just take in the great environment. And this must have been a big risk when Techland decided to do this, and I really think it paid off, because it forces you to kind of explore and get out there, whereas with fast travel you can just kind of skip through the different fast travel points and not really take in the open world. Now, while they don't have fast travel, they also brought back the ability to drive, like kind of what they had in the following, but instead of being kind of restricted to one little dune buggy, you got these trucks scattered throughout the map, and these trucks require gasoline, which is quite a rare resource, so you're going to be having to farm that. But I also like the driving. Controls feel a bit off, but you get used to it. And one thing I just need to add, the urgency to get to your safe zone is greater than ever. Once that sunset hits, you don't got any fast travel points, so you got to run your butt off to the nearest safe zone. And I love that adrenaline pumping moment. And in terms of like an overall value proposition, you're going to get tons of hours in this game. So the main story alone is just around 20 hours, but if you kind of want to do everything this game has to offer, that's going to clock you in around 40-50 hours. So tons of value, tons of content to get your hands in this game. And honestly, just to kind of wrap this review up, I think this is a great game. Honestly, probably one of my favorite games of 2025 so far. It's just the ultimate zombie sandbox. It's not perfect, of course, and it's not like they really innovated, but at the same time, they didn't really. I don't feel like they needed to, because I'm having a great time. Maybe on Dying Light 3 or 4 or whatever they come up with, there'll be more kind of different gameplay tweaks that really innovates how the game runs. But honestly, I love the setting. I love the feeling of the combat. Like I said, I can't really show, obviously we're on YouTube, so I can't really show kind of how gory this game gets, but when you get those melee hits in, you really do quite a bit of damage on the zombies. And I obviously can't show it on this video, but it gets quite gory. So they definitely kind of expanded the melee combat, and just it feels very good to play overall. And like I said, the performance is really good, and it's playing on the PS5. I've encountered little to no frame drops. The game runs smooth like butter. But that being said, you still got your occasional visual glitch. Like I've encountered, this white flash every now and then. It's very rare. You're not going to encounter it too often. And there's also some funny glitches. There was one time I was at a save point and I woke up from my sleep, and then there was just randomly a bunch of zombies in the safe area and they all died. It just little small things like that, but nothing game breaking or anything. And if I have one more major critique about Dying Light the Beast, is its beast mechanic. Like, I could do without having super strong powers. It would be more, immersive, more fun if you were just, an average Joe. Well, you're Kyle Crane, so you have those abilities. But I think the whole beast mechanic gets kind of old, right? Because I don't know, it's just way too overpowered, and it's not something that lasts very long anyways. So I don't know, that's just my personal opinion about it. I think the game would be a lot better without the whole beast mechanic, but that's just my thoughts. And yeah, please let me know in the comments if you disagree with me or agree with me on this. I wonder if anyone else kind of felt the same way with the beast mode. So yeah, let me know. I believe, when they made Dying Light the Beast, they used all the enhancements from Dying Light 2 while considering the strengths of Dying Light 1 and the following, and they just made, the ultimate Dying Light zombie survival game. And I'm also very impressed just by the overall presentation. They definitely hit the nail on the head here. The world is absolutely terrifying at night, like I mentioned, and it's just so much fun to traverse. It's gonna great for, people just love to run around, do some parkour. So overall, I'm highly recommending Dying Light the Beast. Again, one of my favorite games of 2025. And if you're like me, you enjoy those zombie survival games, this game is going to be right up your alley. So I'm definitely recommending this one. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want this video to get more exposure, feel free to hit that hype button, hit a like, and if you want to support my channel, please subscribe. Your support means a lot. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next one. Bye.